G'day guys and welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing my tips for the first week of the finals. The home and away season is done and dusted, and what a season it has been. One of the great seasons that I can remember watching on. It's just been full of absolute craziness and some incredible games, including the Collingwood game, which was next level really in terms of just how much had to go wrong. But I don't want to cramp the style of the Blues fans, but I'm still not really clear cut on whether or not finals is included as part of the tipping overall results. I assume it does because we pick teams and we'll get more score if that's the case. So I assume it's still live, but Giuseppe's on top of the table. I'm doing very nicely at the bottom. There's a couple of team members that probably put the queue in the rack, or either way that is fine. Obviously we've got the bye, and I'm spewing about that because I just want finals to be right now. But that's why the cookie crumbles. Might help for a few teams. Might help Jeremy Cameron get up for the first final. We shall wait and see. But let's go to the first final. We've got Brisbane and Richmond at the Gabba. An incredibly disappointing performance by the Lions against the D's. And obviously Richmond have been humming along very nicely since round 7, essentially. I think I think Richmond will get it done, and probably get it done quite easily. I think Brisbane, almost refused to defend, and it doesn't. That's not gonna work against a side like the Tigers. I think they're obviously going as favourites to Tigers, and they've had their measure over a long period of time. Play really well at the Gabba, and Brisbane just can't defend or pressure. Richmond do both of those things very well, and therefore I think they'll win. Dangerous forward line. Dusty probably will come back as well, you would suspect. So I just don't think they'll have the answers, the Lions, which would be disappointing for them, because then that means they're 1-6 from 7 finals while they've been contending. So Richmond, for mine, they know how to get it done. Then we move on to the MCG Friday night. Melbourne have Sydney, and this game's going to be massive. It was, again, a very close game last time they played. If we have a bit of a look at the form guide, won by 7 points, I think it was. The form guide doesn't want to work. All right, that's fine. I believe, Sydney won by about 7 points thereabouts last time. The D's flex their muscles against the Lions. They've done so a couple of times this year, and we'll see whether or not their form is real, or whether Brisbane gave them a license to play the way they wanted to play. They certainly gave them a license. Whether that's sustainable, when that's a representative of how good Melbourne are across the whole competition, we'll wait and see. But they've definitely got Brisbane's measure. Beaten them by 10 goals twice this year. So, definitely a bogey side. Right then and there for sure. So, going to be a big game. If it was at the SCG, I'd be probably a bit more confident in Sydney. Sydney can definitely still cause a lot of trouble. D's were, definitely up by a fair bit when they did play them, probably 3.5 goals, which they're up by a lot against a lot of teams this year by around that 20-plus margin. But I think, Melbourne get the job done here and get through to a preliminary final. It's going to be such a tough game, and it's going to be, it's probably going to be the most brutal game of the round. We know how hard these guys go inside the contest. And mainly because at the MCG, I think they'll win. But Sydney definitely could. If anyone's going to cause an upset, it's going to be them. Full disclosure, I feel like Sydney have a bit of Hawthorn 08 vibes about them. Buddy's in the side for starters. That real pressure that they've got going on, just their discipline. Tied in with their ability to kick a really big score and move the ball quickly. I think they'll be very dangerous in September. Even though I've tipped Melbourne for this game, watch out for the Swans. So they are the sleeping giants at third. We move on to Saturday twilight game, and I won't be able to make this one, but that's okay. Geelong play Collingwood 4:30. I was walking to the game the other day with my mate Shorty, going to see the Eagles play, and I said, thank God this is the last 4:35 game we play this year. And then they put us on another twilight game at 4:35, the worst time to play football. We should be here. Screw these guys. Oh no. Oh my goodness. They've had an absolute mare. Anyway, and I can't go to the game because I've got prior commitments. So anyway, Geelong have Collingwood. That's my personal tirade over for now. Geelong have Collingwood at the MCG. I think they spelt GMHBA Stadium wrong, actually. It might have had a bit of a typo there. So, yeah, it's a really tough game to pick once again. I mean, based off of Geelong's form, you'd like to think they'll get the job done. Have won 13 in a row. I assume the streak will come to an end at some stage, and I hope it's not in 2022. It can be in 2023 for all I care. Collingwood will definitely, if they're around the marks, around sort of that three-quarter time or halfway through the last quarter, very dangerous. But, you know, last time they probably had to play over the last 2.5 quarters. They probably had it on their terms. And then for a quarter and a half, we played really well and stole the win out of nowhere with 38 down and probably didn't deserve to win, really. But, you know, we found a way back playing some brutal football and finding a way, you know, moving it as quickly as possible. I think we win this one. We as in Geelong. I think Geelong win this game. It's going to be close though. Hopefully we win well. Collingwood have always mashed up, you know, really well against us. So, but yeah, hopefully with Jeremy Cameron back in, hopefully we'll have Duncan in as well. Yeah, the lineup will look pretty good. But yeah, the Pies will, yeah, they'll have no fears at all. And it's on us to prove ourselves that we are the real deal. And the only way to do that is anything but a loss on the Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. That ends that one. Then we have the Fremantle Dockers against the Western Bulldogs. The luckiest team of all time to make the 8. It was absolutely heart in the mouth stuff there for the Dogs, full of blues, for the Pies, for the Dockers as well, who were unfortunately not making the top 4 as a result of Collingwood winning. And then if Carlton won, the Dogs would not be in this position in the first place. So absolute carnage in how this matchup even played out, and the likelihood and the odds of that happening with what happened was just unbelievable. Again, I don't want to dig into the wounds of the Blues fans, feeling for them massively, because that was just, yeah, unbelievable how it all happened. But anyway, let's talk about Dockers and the Dogs. At Optus, which definitely helps the Fremantle side of the equation. They've been playing some really good footy of late, playing, yeah, much more the Fremantle brand they want to play with, moving the ball efficiently and effectively, and also standing up defensively. The Dogs, they did what they had to do against the Hawks, and, you know, won by just enough to keep their percentage in good stead, so that the Blues weren't able to get over the line, even if they did lose. So, yeah, so much went wrong there. And I feel like historically the Dogs go all right against them. We've got no form guide here to go by, but Freo got them earlier, a number of weeks ago, actually, at Marvel. But hopefully you have a fit and firing Rory Lobb, and that will definitely make life difficult. But Darcy's looking really, really solid at either end of the ground. Dogs' forward line's probably looking as dangerous as it has. See how their midfield goes. If they can get on top of the midfield, the Dogs will make it very difficult for the Dockers. One that could be a bit of a 50-50, I think I'm going to err on the side of Fremantle, although they haven't been invincible at home. Dogs they'll throw the kitchen sink at them, because wouldn't say they've got a 3 run at it, but they snaffled 8th out of absolutely nothing. So they will play, yeah, they won't be scared at all, but I don't think their defence just holds up as well as it like. If their midfield's not firing, then they look a bit exposed down back. So I will tip the Fremantle Dockers. So I'm going the home team on 3 of the 4 occasions, and Richmond, again, another team that just has it over the lines. You know, Melbourne and Richmond, you know, just yeah, they live rent free. You know, Brisbane live rent free inside of their football club. They find a way to win. So that is it for me. So submit those: Richmond, Melbourne, Geelong, and Fremantle to round out the qualifying finals and elimination finals. So yeah, that's what I've gone with, guys. Don't forget to leave your tips in the comments below. Subscribe to keep up to date with my tips and any other random videos I've got coming out. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you all on the next video.